Hi, I'm John. I've watched the video Proposition 8 Made Simple a number of times now, and I feel it's something I have to respond to. In addition to millions of other people in this country, find this video and the many others like it to be exceedingly offensive, disgustingly skewed, and heartbreakingly sad. Sad not just for the 2.4 million gay people in America, but for the country as a whole. While brutally sad, I personally can't help but find this particular video infuriating. Perhaps it's just my extremely passionate beliefs that everyone should be treated equally and that nobody should be discriminated against for any reason whatsoever. Aside from the fact that this video blatantly promotes discrimination of a certain group of people in America, it really contains no logical evidence whatsoever in support of its message. Allow me to explain. The video tells the story of two couples who live next door to each other. One, a heterosexual couple, the other, a homosexual couple. It goes on to explain that the two couples have been friends for years, years and years, and that even though they have this very close personal friendship, the heterosexual couple decides to vote yes on Proposition 8 in order to ban gay marriage. They claim that while they're a very tolerant, accepting couple, they just can't get themselves to vote against the proposition. First of all, and this goes out to all heterosexuals in the entire world, do not, I repeat, do not refer to yourself as a tolerant or open-minded person if you then go out and vote to ban gay marriage. How dare you call yourself a friend to any homosexual? I mean, how dare you? Anyone who can vote against something that does not affect them in any way, and that means so much and is so sacred and special to gay people, is no friend of ours. It doesn't matter how nice or tolerant you call yourself, discrimination is discrimination, and discrimination is wrong. The video then goes on to list a number of unbelievably dense reasons in support of why it feels same-sex marriage is a bad thing and should be banned. One of the most particularly absurd reasons in support I found had to do with a Catholic charity in Massachusetts, and how that charity ended its work with adoption agencies in Massachusetts because of the state's anti-discrimination laws, and how the laws required them to view same-sex couples as perfectly suitable candidates for adoption. I fail to see how this makes gay marriage look bad in any way, shape, or form. To me, all this is saying is that there's a Catholic charity organization that is run by people who are more concerned about discriminating and demeaning the lives of homosexuals than they are about finding good, loving homes for the children in need. While that's unfortunate for the children in that organization, I'm not worried about the gay couples in Massachusetts, because we're talking about one single organization. One organization that decided to cut its ties with the state. One out of probably over 1,000. The video then wrapped up with a number of ignorant questions, questions that I am more than happy to provide answers to right now. The first question was, if Proposition 8 were to fail, would churches be required to perform ceremonies for same-sex marriages? Of course not. No one, not even the government, can force anyone to do anything, and frankly, we're not trying to. This proposition is not about you. It's about us, and us being able to share our love and be treated equally. No one's trying to force you to do anything, and even if they were, no one can force anyone to do anything. It's impossible. If certain religious institutions don't want to support gay marriages, that's fine. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and we can respect that. So why can't you then respect the hundreds of religious leaders that do support gay marriage, or the millions of gay people who want nothing more than to be able to share a special love and connection, and to eventually raise families in an institution that is recognized and treated just how yours is, just how marriage is? How does that affect you in any way? I mean, it'd be like if I painted an exquisite work of art and it was displayed in a gallery among the finest of collections. Then along came another artist who had taken some magnificent photographs and wanted his work displayed as well. Would that devalue my painting? Would his photos make my painting look any less beautiful or any less impressive? Would it make would it make the work that I put into the painting any less strenuous? No, not at all. I mean, all it would be is another piece of art for people to enjoy. It's really the same with marriage. Just because gay marriage is something new and different, like the photographs, does not mean that it's going to devalue or really even associate with heterosexual marriages. My painting. The next question: what would people's children be taught in school? Uh, I really don't think that allowing homosexuals to get married is going to change the school system's curriculums much. Well, kids, we were going to learn about the Boston Tea Party today, but now that Steve and Joey can get married, I thought we'd talk about gay sex and dildos. I mean, seriously? I, I just don't understand. I, Also, just so you know, gay people are going to exist whether you want to accept that or not. And eventually, your children are going to hear about them. Hell, some of your children might even be them. In fact, I guarantee you, some of your children are them. Sorry. Just like you were, your children will eventually be exposed to homosexuality and will have to deal with it. Making it illegal to speak of anything gay in a classroom is not going to change that. Third question: could anti-discrimination laws force citizens to compromise their values and beliefs? How dare they ask us to stop spreading hate and preaching discrimination when that's what we believe in and value? I don't understand. Let me ask you something. I'm Jewish. There are a lot of people in this world, in this country, who hate Jews. Some so much so that they'd like to see me dead. So should that be allowed? Should they be allowed to kill me because that's their belief? Or how about my friend Justin? My friend Justin, who's black. We go to school in Indiana, not very far away from Martinsville, a small town that's somewhat famous for their past as a Ku Klux Klan stronghold. So what if one day my friend Justin happened to run into an ex-Klansman who decided to beat him unmercifully just because he's black? Should that be allowed due to the beliefs and values of the Klan? No, it should not be allowed, and thankfully it is not allowed. Those, my friends, are two examples of people being forced to compromise their values in the name of tolerance. I realize that these are extreme examples, but it all comes from the same place. A person not receiving good customer service because they're Hispanic. A woman not receiving a job because she's a woman. Two gay people not being allowed to get married because they're gay. Discrimination is discrimination, and discrimination is wrong. Yes, perhaps this law would force people to deal with the fact that homosexuals exist and that we can find love and raise families. Would you have to celebrate it? No. Would you have to support it? No. Would you even have to associate with it? No. But you would have to deal with its existence, and that's not asking much. So tell me, honestly, what is this about then? The fact of the matter is, gay marriage wouldn't affect straight marriage or straight people in any way, shape, or form. So how can you, in your heart of hearts, feel good about trying to destroy something that's so sacred to us? How? How can you feel good about taking something away from certain people that means more than anything else in the world to them just because you don't want them to have it? That, to me, is evil and sad, and it's the one thing that's keeping this country from truly being the greatest place on earth. I have nothing else to say.